Yeah, most definitely. It's the last weekend of the year. The final whistle is closed, but the game isn't over yet. Champions don't slow down in stoppage time. They push harder, run smarter, and finish strong. Whatever this year threw at you, wins, losses, draws, step into this weekend with intent. Train your mindset, trust your process, and play every minute like it matters. Finish the year like an athlete chasing the trophy. And of course, with that being said, I say a beautiful afternoon to you, beautiful soul out there. An amazing afternoon to you, amiable sports fans. And of course, a fantastic afternoon to you, fascinating and fabulous sports fans as well. Trust you all have been having a spectacular, a scintillating, a special, a splendid, and of course, a supernatural Saturday. So far, so good. Don't get it twisted. This is still the euphonious, the outstanding, the excellent, the exciting, and of course, exceedingly great sound of Eagle 7 Sports Radio 103.7 FM. We are still reaching you live from the beautiful, the blissful, the amazing, the ancient, the wonderful, the serene, the peaceful, and of course, a prosperous town of Wasimi, right here in Ewekoro local government area of Ogun State, Nigeria, sub-Saharan Africa, where we are broadcasting live to the world. Once again, happy weekend, sports fans. Merry Christmas in arrears. Happy Boxing Day in arrears. And of course, happy holidays and happy New Year in advance. Yeah, time check right about now, 3:48, December 27, 2025. It's the final weekend in the year 2025. Absolutely, we say all glory, honor, and of course adoration be ascribed to the giver of life, the creator of the universe, for counting us worthy to be among the living up until this day. And of course, may we see the end of 2025 and beyond as well. Can I get a big amen? This is the voice of yours truly, Donald Senna, aka Donaldo, the big game player. I warmly and officially welcome you to this freshly baked package. This is season 8 edition of Ultimate Football Experience on your Champions Dial Eagle 7 Sports Radio 103.7 FM. It's all about a live commentary and of course analysis. Yes, the big game that features on the heavyweight card of the Ultimate Football Experience is the game right there that goes down in North London. I'm talking about the Arsenal, the Gunners versus Brighton and Hove Albion. The Seagulls right there goes down by 4 p.m. That's the game most definitely we shall be covering on the broadcast this beautiful afternoon. We shall also still do well by putting you right to the heart of the action with regards to the games that are also ongoing. And of course, that will still go down later in the day as well. Okay, it's not a one-man show. Definitely you as well can indeed get to chime in on the conversation via the live studio hotlines 0700 2255 1037, 0700 2255 1037. The other line 081 27 82 84 97. Once again, 081 27 82 84 97. The WhatsApp line for your calls and text 070 67 28 0732 070 67 28 0732. We know that a game has already come and gone right there in the English Premier League. I'm talking about the early kickoff right there at City Ground. Yes, the home side, ably led by Sean Dyche. They lost to Manchester City, 1-2. 1-2. For Man City, it was about Tijani Reinders and of course Omari Hutchinson got the equalizer. And of course for the Citizens, the man who got the winner was Ryan Cherokee in the 83rd minute. Assist provided by Josko Vardiol. For Ryan Cherokee, man got a goal and of course an assist as well because he provided the assist for Tijani Reinders' first goal for Man City in this encounter. Or in that encounter that went right there at a City Ground. Yes, Cherokee provided the assist for the first goal that was scored by Tijani Reinders. And of course, a man got the winner in the 83rd minute. That was how it ended, 2-1. And of course, we've got other games that will go down by 4 p.m. Not just only the game involving the Arsenal and of course the Brighton as well. Brentford, Bournemouth, Burnley, Everton, Liverpool, Wolves, West Ham United versus Fulham. We shall be tracking all of those games. And by 6:30, Chelsea versus Aston Villa. Yes, again, will also go down by 4 p.m. Right in Morocco, Africa Cup of Nations in Group D, Senegal versus DR Congo. A game has already come and gone. The Cheetahs of Benin Republic, ably led by Genet Raw, the road to victory over the Zebras of Botswana, 1-0. And to come in AFCON, 6:30 p.m., Uganda versus Tanzania. And of course, the big one, Super Eagles of Nigeria versus the Carthage Eagles of Tunisia. Right about now, Man City, they are top of the log after they played 18 matches. They've got 40 points. The Arsenal are second, 17 matches. They've got 39 points. As such, they are condemned to winning this game if they truly want to lift the title at the end of the day. It's all to play for right there in the English Premier League. Let's go to the phone line. Hello, good evening.
Hello, good evening, big game player.
Yeah, welcome to the broadcast.
This is President.
Welcome, Resident President.
You know, in December, every landlord should travel home. So every caretaker vacates the occupant of every house that is being given to manage. So that's the situation of the Arsenal. The citizens are now home. They are taking the lead of the English Premier League. So I think the Arsenal will go back to their caretaking job that they are known for. I think the Arsenal losing today. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much, Resident President. Man says he feels, and of course he sees the Arsenal losing in this encounter in front of their own fans against the Seagulls of Brighton and Hove Albion. Well, for the Arsenal, they lock us with Brighton Hove Albion in the 18th round of games in the English Premier League this afternoon. Both sides are in the top half of the standings as the midway point of the season absolutely approaches. Let me approach the phone line. Hello, good evening.
Good evening.
Yeah, welcome to the broadcast. Welcome, Original Golden.
Yeah. This game is a game of landlords, not a game of tenants. So we're not expecting the tenant to say anything concerning this match. If you're a tenant, you're not supposed to put any match. This is a game between landlords. This is a tenant. They're renting a stadium. They don't have their own stadium, so they should not make any input. This is a game between landlord and landlord. So let's try it goes. This is a tenant, so they're not supposed to make any noise. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much. Original Golden and unrepentant the Arsenal fan. Well, for Mikel Arteta's the Arsenal, they are coming off a quarter-final home win over Crystal Palace in the Carabao Cup in midweek. Max Lacroix's 80th minute own goal was cancelled out by Palace's Mark Guehi in the 95th minute to force penalties, where the Gunners prevailed 8-7 to advance to the semi-final. Hello, good evening.
Hello, good evening.
Yeah, welcome.
President calling back.
Welcome.
I think 2025 has now ended. And if you check the football calendar, I am the world champion. What has he gone out in the year 2025? A tenant and a caretaker. And it's still going to lose the league again. Thank you and have a nice day.
Yeah, thank you very much. Well, Arteta's side won 1-0 at Everton last weekend, thanks to Victor Yokeres' first penalty to remain 2 points above Man City. And of course, Man City, they won their own game. And right about now, the Arsenal are 1 point behind Man City with 39 points from 17 outings, winning 12. Hello, good evening.
Yeah, this is Original Golden. I keep on making a statement. This is not a game of tenants. This is a game of landlord as landlord. Tenant has no match in this thing. This is your unrated stadium. For how many years that's in existence? They're still unrated stadium. So they're not supposed to say anything. This is a game of landlord as landlord. Tenant has no match to referee. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much. Original Golden. Well, for Fabian Honzelas' Brighton, they are fresh off a goalless home draw with Sunderland a week ago. Despite a dominating possession, 56%, and having more shots on target, 7-5, the Seagulls couldn't manage a breakthrough as a share of the spoils ensued. Riding a 4-game winless streak, losing to Brighton remain 9th in the pointer table with 24 points from 17 games, winning 6. On that note, let's quickly look at the head-to-head stats and, of course, key numbers. The match is definitely about to commence right there in North London. Yes, in 33 meetings across all competitions, the Arsenal lead Brighton 18-8, with their last clash being a 2-0 home win in the EFL Cup for the Gunners in October. The Gunners are unbeaten in 5 games against the Seagulls, winning 3, including 2 in the Premier League. Mikel Arteta's side have won their last 10 home games, including 5 in the Premier League, keeping 6 clean sheets. Brighton have won once and lost thrice in their last 5 road outings. When you look at our form guide, last 5 games across all competitions, most recent results of first for the Arsenal. It's all about a win, loss. And for Brighton, it's all about a draw, lose, a win. The players are already on the top right there. Talk about both the teams, the Arsenal and of course Brighton Hove Albion. Well, the two sides have had contrasting campaigns, while the Gunners are definitely looking at just returning back to the summits of the table. And of course, looking to win their first league title since 2004. Brighton are off the European places. The Gunners have a head-to-head advantage over Brighton. And they have also dominated recent meetings. However, they have won just 3 of their last 8 home league games against the Seagulls, losing as many. Nevertheless, Mikel Arteta's side have been in an imperious form at home of late, while Brighton have struggled on the road. With Man City breathing down their necks, and of course, on top of the table right about now, the Gunners have no room for slip-ups. And of course, according to the bookmakers, should take the win in this encounter. Time check right about now, 3:58, December 27, 2025. A spectacular Saturday, last Saturday in the month of December, and of course in the year 2025. Ultimate football experience with yours truly, Donald Senna, aka Donaldo, the big game player, on your Champions Dial, Eagle 7 Sports Radio, 103.7 FM. Okay, let's go pay a short bill. When I come back, it's be all about everything full commentary mode. Don't even move for muscle.
This is Eagle 7 Sports Radio, 103.7 FM, where the passion burns hotter, the analysis runs deeper, and the champions, they don't just play, they fly. Stay connected. We're on TikTok, Eagle 7 FM. On X, formerly Twitter, Eagle 7 FM 1037. On Facebook, Eagle 7 FM 1037. YouTube, Eagle 7 FM. And our website, www.eagle7fm.com. From the locker room to the living room, from Wasimi to the world, we bring you sports like you've never felt it before. Eagle 7 Sports Radio.
This is the Eagle. Fly high with us. Eagle 7 Sports Radio 103.7 FM.
The Arsenal spent a Christmas on top of the Premier League table, but history shows that it may not be a good omen as they prepare to welcome struggling Brighton. The Arsenal summit the Premier League at Christmas for the 5th time, but ominously, they've never converted that position into the title. 2 of those instances came under Mikel Arteta, yet as no manager has ever done so on 3 occasions. The Spaniard must retain confidence with this of current side that this is finally the Gunners' season, with Manchester City and of course Aston Villa hot on their heels. The room for error has largely disappeared at the Emirates, though this remains a fortress for the Arsenal, who have won their last 10 home matches after a midweek penalty shootout win over Crystal Palace in the Carabao Cup quarter-finals. A festive spirit may have been in short supply at Brighton, who suffered a 4-match winless run, drawing to losing 2 before Christmas, to slip 5 points adrift of the top 4. The Seagulls have failed to score in their last 2 outings, so they are in danger of blanking in 3 straight top-of-flight matches for the first time since January 2024. Visiting the division's best defense will therefore seem daunting, especially as Brighton have gone winless in their 10 Premier League matches played in December under Fabian Hosella, drawing 6, losing 4, an all-time negative record by one manager. With that being said, I say an excellent evening to you, exciting sport fans out there. This is the crispy sound of Eagle 7 Sports Radio 103.7 FM. It's the ultimate football experience, live commentary and analysis. With yours truly, Donald Senna, a.k.a. Donaldo, the big game player. I shall be your lead commentator for this pulsating clash, which is currently happening right at North London, United Kingdom. It's a match day 18 of the English Premier League. Yes, we are already on the way. Make that 2 minutes of football being played right there at the Emirates Stadium. The Arsenal playing from left to right, and for Brighton Hove Albion playing from right to left. Indeed, the Arsenal donning their traditional home jerseys, red shirts, white socks, red shirts, white shorts, and red socks. And for Brighton Hove Albion, blue and white striped shirts, blue shorts, and blue socks as well. A look at the Gladiators doing battle in this encounter right there at the Emirates Stadium. For the home side, the Arsenal, it's a 4-3-3 formation. In between the sticks, David Raya, just number 1 man. And for the 4-man defenders, Declan Rice, just number 47. William Saliba, just number 2. Piero Hickman, just number 5. Ricardo Calafiori, just number 33. And for the midfielders, we got Martin Odegaard, the skipper of the team, just number 8. Martin Zubimendi, just number 36. Mikel Merino, just number 23. And for the 3-pronged attackers, Bukayo Saka, just number 7. Victor Gyökeres, just number 14. And Leandro Trossard, just number 19. For Brighton, the Seagulls, it's a 3-4-2-1 formation. In between the sticks, we've got Bart Verbruggen, just number 1 man. For the 3-man defenders, Jan-Paul Van Herk, just number 6. Lewis Dunk, just number 5. Diego Coppola, just number 42. Just in front of them, Maxim De Koipa, just number 29. Jack Hinshelwood, just number 13. Yasin Agari, just number 26. Fedi Kadioglu, just number 24. Not forgetting Brajan Gruda, just number 8. Diego Gomez, just number 25. And the lone striker, Jorginho Ruta, just number 10. On the substitutes bench for the Arsenal, Kepa Arrizabalaga, Gabriel Magalhaes, Miles Lewis Kelly, Eberechi Eze, Christian Norgard, Ethan Waneri, Gabriel Jesus, Gabriel Martinelli, Noni Madueke. And of course, for Brighton Hove Albion, we've got Jason Steele, Olivier Boscagli, Joel Veltman, James Milner, Meta Wifa, Yankuba Minte, Tom Watson, Danny Welbeck, not forgetting Chara Lampos, Costulas. For the Gaffers of the Arsenal, Mikel Arteta and Fabian Hosella of Brighton Hove Albion. And the man saddled with the responsibility of ensuring everything goes according to plan in this encounter. The referee, man with the whistle, is John Edmond Cornwall Brooks, simply known as John Brooks, born in 1990. A man is 34 years old. Returning back to North London, he was the referee in charge of the game that went down last weekend at the new Tottenham Hotspur Stadium involving Tottenham Hotspur and of course Liverpool, whereby the Reds we are victorious 2-1. Definitely it's all to play for right there in this encounter at North London. 5 minutes on the clock already. The Arsenal nil, Brighton and Hove Albion nil. It will be a goal kick to the Seagulls to be taken by the goalkeeper. Camera pans on. Leandro Trossard starting in this encounter. We'll be looking at just rattling the back of the net. It will be a goal kick, and of course we'll be taking long by the goalkeeper right there of Brighton, about Verbruggen, just 1 man. Yeah, takes it long into the half of the Arsenal, headed by Mikel Merino. Finds Gyökeres. And now back to Brighton. The ball still in the air. Yet to just control this one neatly. A man is brought down. Referee blows his whistle for foul. That was on Mikel Merino. Man playing as a midfielder in this encounter. Is a real position. A long one to the path of the goalkeeper of Brighton. Now drops it for Lewis Dunk. Just my 5 man. That's the skipper of the team. Back to Verbruggen. Inside his own penalty box. It's a long one into the half of the Arsenal. And of course, just kicked into the half of Brighton, back by David Raya. from one goalkeeper to another. Back to the goalkeeper of Brighton, back to Verbruggen. And of course, for the Arsenal, they'll be looking at just getting a maximum 3 points to this encounter to return to the top of the table. Currently, Man City, they sit number 1 on the log. And when you look at the head-to-head between Brighton, of course, the Arsenal have won 3 in their last 5 meetings or in their last 5 matches. Arsenal have won 3, drawn 2, and of course, lost to none. For Brighton, they are yet to crack the code of the Arsenal in their last 5 meetings. Recall the last time that they met was on the 29th of October in the EFL Cup, whereby the Arsenal were victorious 2-0. The last time they met in the Premier League was on the 4th of January 2025 at the American Express Stadium, or you call it the Amex. It was a Brighton 1, the Arsenal 1. Last time they met at the Emirates Stadium in 2024 was on the 31st of August in the Premier League. It was a 1-1 draw. And of course, on the 6th of April 2024, Brighton were thumped heavily at the Amex by the Arsenal 0-3. And of course, on the 17th of December 2023, in the Premier League, the Arsenal were victorious over Brighton 2-0. So historically, the head-to-head favors the Arsenal. They've got an advantage. Right about now to be a corner to Brighton from the right-hand side. It will be an in-swinger. Will it be a long one or a short one? A man definitely standing by this one. All players inside the penalty box of the Arsenal. Both Brighton, of course, the Arsenal. Man whips in and out of swinger. Headed out by the Arsenal player right there. The 9.5 off. Brighton. Center circle. Goes all the way back to the goalkeeper, Verbruggen, who is way out of his line. Kicks it long into the half of the Arsenal. Beautiful one by Declan Rice into the safe hands of the goalkeeper, David Raya. David Raya just saves the ball to his opponent. What was that? Saves the ball to Jack Hinchenwood. Hinchenwood now finds his man in Maxime Dekoepa. And now back to Jean-Paul Van Herk inside the center circle. Whips across back to Maxime Dekoepa from the left-hand side. Just that one to Diego Gomez. Diego Gomez just looking at going past his marker right there. Talking about Martin Zubimendi. And now goes all the way back to the skipper of the team, Lewis Dunk. Dunk now back to Van Herk. Van Herk in the center circle finds his teammate in Diego Coppola. Now finds Kadioglu from right hand side. Back to Van Herk in the center circle. Now they are camping in the half of the Arsenal. Back to Lewis Dunk. They are pushed all the way back. Now to Diego Coppola. What will Coppola do? It goes all the way back to the goalkeeper. Yes, the Arsenal, they are now out of their own half. 9.5 of Brighton over Albion. A long one by the goalkeeper. That was indeed wasteful from the goalkeeper to no man in particular. Goes to his opposition goalkeeper, David Raya, who finds his central defender. And now still with the Arsenal, William Saliba. The Rose-Red defender, now to Piero Hikampi. Hikampi to Lewis Kelly. Kelly to the left-hand side finds his man right there, Leandro Trossard. Just looking at skipping past the Seagulls, but no, he's dispossessed. Back to Brighton right about now. Just my 6 man, Van Herk, in his own half. Now to the skipper. Finds another man right there, still in the half of Brighton. Now back to Van Herk. Brighton definitely not giving the Arsenal any form of respect in this encounter. They definitely want to just rewrite the history books because historically they don't have the numbers of the Arsenal. They are enjoying rare spell of ball possession still with Brighton. Finally they lose ball possession. They recover it so quickly. Now in the half of the Arsenal. Yes, just passing the ball neatly. A beautiful diagonal pass looking to find his man from the left hand side, but that was indeed wasteful. It went to no man in particular. It will be a throw into the Arsenal in their own half. 10 minutes on the clock right there. The Arsenal nil, Brighton Hove Albion nil. Camera pounds on the gaffer of Brighton. Fabian Mark Hozella. Man was born on the 26th of February in 1993. He's a German professional football manager and of course a former player. Currently the head coach of Premier League club Brighton and Hove Albion. He became the youngest permanent head coach in Premier League history at age 31. What a job being done by Fabian Hozella. Still yet to get a meaningful result against the Arsenal in the English Premier League. And now in the hands of the Arsenal, Piero Hikampi in his own half finds Lewis Kelly. Now Kelly finds Trossard. Trossard back to Kelly. But that was indeed wayward. It will be a corner to Brighton Hove Albion. their second corner of this game. You can see Mikel Arteta just talking to Bukayo Saka on the touchline right there. That was indeed not a fine passer from Leandro Trossard. Mikel Arteta, we know that obviously this is their season. Mikel Arteta, Amatrain, born on the 26th of March 1982. It's actually a goal kick to the Arsenal, taken long by the goalkeeper, David Raya, headed by Lewis Dunk, and now to Mikel Merino. Yeah, Merino controls that one. Back to their own half, and now to Hinkampi. Hinkampi to Martin Zubimendi, and now finds Gyökeres, back to Zubimendi. Now to the right-hand side, Declan Rice, bumping forward. Now the Arsenal can attack. Finds Saka in his favorite position. One-on-one with this marker. What will he do? Still looking to skip past them. A nice side penalty box. Whips in the cross, but well blocked by the defender right there. Talk about Jack Hinshelwood. It will be a corner to the Arsenal. Yes, for the Arsenal, a corner is like a penalty. They have mastered the art and craft of always converting their corners. One of the most productive teams in world football. Or when you talk about corner kicks, what a job Nicolas Jova has done right there. That's the set-piece manager of the Arsenal. You can see the players in their traditional fashion, of course, manner. Whenever they got a corner, they go to the far end of the post. It will be taken from right-hand side. Bukayo Saka standing by this one with his left foot, raises his right hand. Definitely will be an in-swinger. Takes that run. Yes, so whips in the cross. An in-swinger. Just lands on the roof of the net. Leandro Trossard had the last touch right there. Once again, a look at that corner. In swinger by Saka. And of course, Trossard with the header inside the penalty box. But will not trouble the goalkeeper. But Verbruggen. I'm sure for Brighton, they have to be wary of the Arsenal's corners. It's a goal kick taken shortly. Now to Brighton. Van Herk just bumping forward. Goes to the right. Finds his teammate right there. Still with Brighton. Looking to skip past to the Arsenal players. No, dispossessed. And now Martin Odegaard in the center circle. Drops a pass to Bukayo Saka from the right-hand side. Inside the penalty box. Looking to skip past his man. Yeah, cuts inside penalty box. Wow, a finesse by Bukayo Saka. Looking for the top right corner. But was always going high and wide. A beautiful counter-attack by the Arsenal. They got the ball neatly off Brighton Hove Albion in their own half from the left-hand side. Drop that pass to Captain Fantastic, Martin Odegaard. From number 8 to number 7, Bukayo Saka. One-on-one with his marker. Cut in inside the penalty box. Struck down with his left foot in his favorite position. But was always going high and wide. For the Brighton players, 3 of them looking to just close down Bukayo Saka. Markham is so dangerous and causing lethal in that position. It's a goal kick taken shortly by the goalkeeper Verbruggen. Now to the Arsenal, Bukayo Saka inside the penalty box, and now to the edge of the box. Drops it for Odegaard. Odegaard with a finesse, absolutely into the back of the net. Bottom left corner, Martin Odegaard draws the first block for the Arsenal. 40 minutes on the clock. The Arsenal 1, Brighton 0. What a strike from Captain Fantastic. Draws the first block for the Arsenal. The Red Devil from Belgium. What a devilish strike from Martin Odegaard. Absolutely a beautiful strike right there. Assist will be credited to Bukayo Saka. Once again, replay of that one. It was a goal kick by Brighton. The skipper, Lewis Dunk, a pass to the goalkeeper. A goalkeeper looking to just find a man not far from the center circle. He was dispossessed by Martin Odegaard. Ball fell to Declan Rice. Declan Rice back to Saka at the edge of the box. So drop it to Martin Odegaard at the edge of the box. Struck that one with his left foot. A bottom left corner. Nothing but Verbruggen could have done to stop that one. Fantastic strike by just number 8. You can hit the strike. Martin Odegaard. Quarter of an hour football being played right there at the Emirates Stadium. The Arsenal, they are definitely bouncing. They are boisterous. Now play resumes for Brighton. They know that it's definitely going to be a long evening for them right at the Emirates Stadium in North London. And of course, for the Arsenal fans, they'll be hoping that this game also goes their way. And not just from the players, but even from the referee as well. Because for John Brooks, like I said earlier, man is definitely returning to North London after showing the red card twice last weekend in the game between Tottenham Hotspur and of course Liverpool. But the Arsenal fans might be more interested in the appointment of Paul Tierney as a VAR for this encounter. Talking about versus Brighton. Attempt 5 to the Arsenal, 0 to Brighton. Shot on target 3 to the Arsenal, and of course 0 to Brighton. Well, for the man who is manning the VAR, Paul Tierney, he was on video duty when Anthony Taylor awarded the Seagulls a contentious penalty against the Gunners at the Amex. That's almost a year ago. Taylor penalized the head contact by William Saliba on Joao Pedro, who then converted a spot kick to secure his side a 1-0 draw. The Arsenal were convinced that Paul Tierney should have sent Taylor to the pitch side monitor to review the decision. Gunners fans believe they were on the wrong end of injustice in both last season's 1-0 draws with the Seagulls, and of course Tierney's appointment will bring back memories right here. This time, the man is definitely supporting Leicester-based Brooks, who had an eventful evening at nearby Tottenham. That was last Saturday evening. Yeah, for John Brooks, recall they dismissed Xavi Simons and Christian Romero as Spurs lost 2-1, and of course Richarlison might have followed for an incident immediately after he pulled a late goal back for the 9 men. For Spurs boss Thomas Frank, he was unhappy with the 35-year-old whistler from Milton Mowbray. Although his rapid rise through the ranks to UEFA and of course FIFA status suggests a man is highly regarded within refereeing circles. And for John Brooks, interestingly, he has only officiated 9 games this season, showing 35 yellow cards plus 3 red cards. Can you beat that? That represents a reduction in his average yellows shown per match from 5 to 4 compared to last season, when he tallied 146 in 29 matches, plus just 1 red. So yes, the referee is John Brooks, assistant Simon Bennett, Craig Taylor, and the 4th official, Ruben Ricardo, the VAR Paul Tierney, the assistant VAR Nick Upton. A team is on the clock right there. The Arsenal 1, Brighton and Hove Albion 0. Ultimate football experience on your Champions dial, Eagles 7 Sports Radio 103.7 FM. Your lead commentator Donald Senna, aka Donaldo, the big game player. Definitely, it's all about the Arsenal dominating this encounter. A goal being scored by Captain Fantastic Martin Odegaard, and now ball in the hands of Brighton in the center circle. We're looking at just getting a quick equalizer in this encounter. And now ball to just my 6-man Van Herk, number 6 to number 5. Lewis Dunk, the skipper of the team, finds the goalkeeper who is away out of his line. But Van Bruggen back to Lewis Dunk. Ball possession so far so good. After 90 minutes, 51% to the Arsenal, 49 to Brighton and Hove Albion. Brighton just patiently building, patiently knocking. Now they lose ball possession to William Saliba. Unfortunately, the 4th official raises his flag for offside for Jorginho Ruta. Ruta has definitely not come to the party yet. So far so good. Man has got a player rating of 5.9. Jorginho, a French international, a striker, 23 years of age. He has lost the most duels of 4 in this encounter. Accurate passes 3 out of 3, making that 100%. But it will be all about rattling the back of the net for Ruta. Now he throw into the Arsenal. Camera pans on Danny Welbeck. A familiar foe right there. Saliba to the goalkeeper David Raya in his penalty box. Raya organizing his defense. Back to the Rolls-Royce defender William Saliba. Saliba finds Bukayo Saka deep in their own half. Saka being marked by Lewis Dunk. That's the captain of Brighton. Passes to the goalkeeper, who kicks that one long. Still not well controlled. Gyökeres just passed the ball waywardly to Maxim Dekoipa, who goes all the way back to the goalkeeper. But Verbruggen out of his penalty box at the edge of the box right there. Verbruggen just showing himself as a super goalkeeper. That was indeed a poor crosser from Verbruggen, allowing Mikel Arteta to chase the ball like a ball boy. Throwing taken quickly by Declan Rice to Saliba. Saliba to David Raya. Raya in his penalty box wanted to go to Saliba, changes his mind. Drops a pass to Martin Odegaard. Odegaard to Merino. Merino to the left-hand side. That's a Skelly. Skelly in the half off for Brighton. Goes all the way back to Piero Hincanpi, the Colombian international. Hincanpi to Odegaard. Odegaard looking to find Trossard, well intercepted by the Brighton player. And now still with the Brighton. Gruda finds his man, who goes all the way back to the goalkeeper. Talk about Verbruggen. For Verbruggen, he has been so involved in this encounter. Yes, man has definitely been so involved. He has been able to just give 6 accurate passes out of 11. That's 55%. Man has had 18 touches in this encounter. It will be a free kick to Brighton in the half of the Arsenal. It was a foul by the player right there, Victoria Gyökeres, the Swedish international, who got the lone goal for the Arsenal in match day 17, away at Everton. It was a penalty scored by the Swedish international. Once again, a replay of that one. That was indeed clumsy, coming from Victoria Gyökeres on Kadioglu. Number 14 bringing down number 24 man. It will be a free kick. And now all men defending, including Gyökeres, donning the famous jersey worn by Thierry Daniel Henry Igwe. A man whips in a cross into the penalty box, headed out by Saliba. Skelly heads the second ball, and now falls to Odegaard, to Saka. Saka drops it back to Odegaard, but does not neatly back to Saka, then back to Odegaard. Rather Trossard from right hand side. What will he do at the edge of the box? Nice side penalty box from the right. Whips in a cross, headed out by Brighton, and now back to Odegaard. And now to Trossard from the right. Trossard to Saka. Saka to Odegaard. Odegaard looking to just change the direction of the play. Well blocked by the Brighton player. And now to Brighton. Man will just look to get this one. Yes, a beautiful pass. Wow, looking to find the striker right there, Jorginho Ruta. But that ball was too heavy to be made by Ruta. Beautiful control by Hincanpi to the goalkeeper, Raya. And now to Saliba. Saliba now finds Merino. Merino pulling the strings in the heart of midfield. Now in the center circle. Drops it to Zubimendi. And now Declan Rice. Back to Martin Zubimendi. Still with Martin. From Martin to Gyökeres. Gyökeres to Rice. Rice to Zubimendi. And now goes all the way to Piero Hincanpi. Hincanpi now to Skelly. Skelly. Back to Hincanpi. In the center circle. Hincanpi definitely not in a rush. Now to Saliba. Saliba to Declan Rice. The Arsenal definitely rising to the occasion. Controlling the tempo. Declan Rice bumping forward. Now in the half for the Arsenal. Rather of Brighton. Saka with his marker. A step over. A cut. Edge of the box. Whips in across with his left foot. Headed by the Brighton player. Not totally out of danger. Still with the Arsenal. Declan Rice piling all of the pressure on Brighton Hove Albion. Now copy Brighton in their own half. Declan. Now to Martin Odegaard. Martin. Just roaming like a network. And now finds Martin. Rather Skelly. Skelly to Trossard. From the left back to Marcelo with Skelly. Skelly to Mikel Merino. Merino now to William Saliba. Saliba drops it to Declan Rice from the right hand side. Rice to Saka. Saka back to Saliba. Beautiful and of course champagne football coming from the Arsenal. The table toppers in the UEFA Champions League. Yet to win the Premier League title since 2004. They'll definitely feel like this is their season. In the center circle, Martin Odegaard. And now to Mikel Merino. Merino goes all the way back to Saliba. They are patiently knocking, while Brighton patiently defending. And now to Declan Rice from the right. Now finds Saka in his favorite position. Yes, the two players looking to just close down Saka. Quickly drops it to Declan Rice. Rice now to Odegaard. Odegaard to Hincanpi. Hincanpi to Skelly. Skelly to the left. Yes, Trossard. Trossard with his marker. Federica Dioglu. Wow, step over. Beat his man. Unable to beat the second man who comes to the rescue. But still with the Arsenal. And now with the Mikel Merino. Arsenal moving patiently, looking to find Skelly, but no, they lose ball possession. Skelly brings down his man. Referee blows his whistle for ball advantage. And now Brighton looking to attack. What was that? From the Brighton player, was looking for a trivial pass to the man who was indeed running through on goal. But once again, they lose ball possession to the Arsenal. Brighton chasing bodies and of course chasing shadows. Declan now to Mikel Merino in their own half. Not far from the center circle. 25 minutes on the clock. Attempt 5 to the Arsenal. 0 to Brighton. Shot on target 3 to the Arsenal. 0 to Brighton. It's all about the Arsenal. Controlling the tempo, the rhythm. And of course, pulling all of the strings in this encounter. For the Arsenal. They've lost to just once in their last 5 games. Winning 1, of course, losing 1. Their last loss came on the 6th of December 2025, right there at Villa Park, whereby they lost to the Villains. So 2-1, their former gaffer, Unai Emery. Touches in opposition box, a 10 to the Arsenal, 1 to Brighton. Tells you everything you need to know about this encounter. In the UEFA Champions League, away from home, on the 10th of December, the Arsenal pummeled Club Brugge 3-0. In the Premier League, on the 13th of December, they beat Wolves, so 2-1. And of course, on the 20th of December as well, they beat Everton 1-0. That was last weekend. Their last game was in the EFL Cup, quarterfinals. 1-1 after a full time. Went into penalties. They are victorious 8-7. While for Brighton, it's a topsy-turvy season. In their last 5 games, they've won 1, lost 2, drawn 2. Their last win came far back on the 30th of November, whereby they were victorious right at the City Ground over Nottingham Forest, 2-0. And for Nottingham Forest, record they also lost earlier today against Man City, 2-1. Then Brighton were beaten by Aston Villa 4-3 on the 3rd of December. On the 7th of December, they played a 1-1 draw versus West Ham. On the 13th of December, they lost to Liverpool 2-0. Their last game last weekend, it was a barren draw versus Brighton. We can already see Gabriel Magalhaes just warming up on the touchline. 27 on the clock. The Arsenal 1, Brighton 0. Now ball in the half of the Arsenal. Referee blows for a foul. It will be a free kick to the Arsenal. The referee speaking to the gaffer right there, rather to the skipper, Martin Odegaard. The Arsenal in this encounter have been heads and shoulders above for Brighton. That was meant to be a 50-50 challenge, but then again, a whole lot of pushing and of course a pulling of shirts by the Brighton, of course, to the Arsenal player William Saliba and Diego Gomez. Now ball back in the hands of the Arsenal. Piero Hincanpi in his own penalty box to the goalkeeper Raya. Raya in his 6-yard box to Saliba. Saliba drops it long, drops to Lewis Dunk. And now in the half of the Arsenal, still with Brighton. What was that? That was indeed a poor passer from the player looking to find Diego Gomez. To roll out a play, and of course it will be a throw-in to the Arsenal. Camera focuses on Mikel Arteta. The man began his senior club career at Barcelona in 1999. But limited playing time led to a loan move to PSG in 2001, where he won the UEFA Intertoto Cup in the second season. And now the Arsenal attacking. Bukayo Saka from the right. Saka looking to beat his man for pace. And now moves into the center circle. Rather inside the penalty box. Whips in a cross. It was well blocked by the Brighton player. Bukayo Saka has definitely been a thorn in the flesh of the Brighton defenders. Just look at that once again. Maxim De Koipa unable to bring down Bukayo Saka, who was looking for a cut in inside the penalty box. Victorina Gyökeres is just waiting for a tap-in. Good and indeed a timely intervention from the Brighton defender. It will be a set piece to the Arsenal. Throwing to be taken by Declan Rice from right-hand side, not far from the corner flank. It will be a long one, reminiscent of players like Kayode in the Premier League. Taking long. And now back to the Arsenal. Odegaard now to Declan Rice. Rice passes to Hinkampi. Hinkampi looking to find Odegaard, but they lose ball possession and they recover it quickly. Already half and half when we play right at North London. Bukayo Saka now moves to the center. Trossard in the penalty box. Trossard, 3 men looking to bring him down. Still with Trossard. He's pushed out of the penalty box. Now Hinkampi back to Trossard at the far left. Wow, beautiful way of just deleting his marker. Once again, wow, turns him inside out. A beautiful, skillful display by Leandro Trossard. And now still in the penalty box from the left. Finally, Brighton can heave a huge of relief. A man is brought down. Yasin Ayari. Referee blows his whistle. It's be a foul on Yasin Ayari. Once again, Trossard beautifully just went past his marker. Diego Coppola with a fantastic body movement. Reminds you of Ronaldo de Assis Moreira, Gaucho, Ronaldinho. We're talking about Leandro Trossard. A look at the stats right here. Shot on target to 3 to the Arsenal, 0 to Brighton. Shot off target 2-0. Ball possession 59-41. Corner kicks 1-1. Offside 0-1. Fouls 2-5 for throw-ins 8-0. Saka! What a strike. But then again was well deflected or blocked by the Brighton player. So it just slowed the ferocity of that finesse or Koila. Crosses 1-0. Goalkeeper saves 0-2. A goal kicks 2-3. Most important start after 31 minutes right there at North London. The Emirates Stadium. The Arsenal 1. Brighton Hove Albion 0. In all competitions, Brighton, of course, Everton. Brighton, of course, the Arsenal rather. They have met 28 times. The Arsenal winning 14. Brighton winning 8. 6 ending in a draw in the Premier League so far this season. Make this the 32nd goal being scored by the Arsenal. For Brighton, they have scored 25 goals. They've got 24 points, so far so good. They came into this encounter sitting 9th on the log. While for the Arsenal, currently, they are number 1 on the log. They've got 42 points. So far, they go on to win this encounter. It will be a free kick to the Arsenal in the half of Brighton. Not a neat challenge at all on Mikel Merino. Referee John Brooks blows his whistle. Hopefully, we don't see him emerge as the man of the match. Dished out of 2 red cards last weekend at North London. Once again, a replay of that one. A pass from Hincapie to Mikel Merino. Well, it doesn't look like an intentional foul on Mikel Merino. Coming from Yasin Ayari. Man actually slipped just as he was attempting to mark Mikel Merino. Definitely he slipped. It will be a free kick to the Arsenal. Taken shortly by Declan Rice to the left. Now Trossard. Trossard. 1-on-1 with Kadioglu. Finds Skelly. Skelly to Odegaard. Odegaard to Zubimendi. Martin. And now finds Bukayo Saka. Once again, a menace. 2 men. And now closing down Saka. Odegaard whips in across into the penalty box. Headed out by Brighton. The 2 players are fighting for this one. Skelly and, of course, the Brighton player. The referee blows his whistle. That'll be a foul by Brajan Gruda on Skelly. Not a needed challenge by Gruda at all. Not good by Gruda. Once again, a free kick to the Arsenal. Every meaningful and, of course, a beautiful thing in this encounter has been falling to the Arsenal. Martin Odegaard standing by this one. All men inside the penalty box. Zubimendi, Merino, Trossard, Saliba, Gyökeres. Everyone inside the penalty box. Martin Odegaard whips in that cross. Headed out by Brighton player. And now falls to Saka. The loose ball. Declan Rice tucks that one into the penalty box of Brighton to be chased by Trossard. Trossard 1-on-1 with Van Heck. Trossard unable to control that one. You can see the fans whistling at him. The section of Brighton fans. Not a bright showing so far so good from the Seagulls. For the Arsenal, they have won just 3 of their 8 Premier League home games against Brighton, which is 38%. Drawing 2, losing 3. Only having a lower win rate against Wimbledon, 35%, and Liverpool, 36%. Among sides, they have faced 5+ times. All 3 of Arsenal's Premier League home wins against Brighton have been by a 2-0 scoreline. October 2017, May 2021, and of course December 2023. Failing to win any of their 5 against them at the Emirates, in which they have conceded, drawing 2, losing 3. But currently, they have been in firm control in this encounter. It will be a goal kick to Brighton. It will be taken similarly how they conceded. Lewis Dunk to Verbruggen, who kicks it long into the half of the Arsenal. Contested for by 2 players. A player is down on the turf. Referee blows his whistle. Miles Lewis Kelly. Jersey number 49 man for the Arsenal. Down on the turf. Being spoken to by the referee. John Brooks. A replay of that one. Clash of heads. Clash of heads. It doesn't look good at all. Yeah. Both the players went for that ball. Diego Gomez and of course Lewis Kelly. Thankfully, Kelly is back on his feet. 19 years of age, a left back, an English international. Man has been able to deliver 22 accurate passes out of 23. Throwing, taking long into the penalty box. And now they lose ball possession. And now the Arsenal attacking. Yeah, furiously. Trossard running down the left-hand side. 1-on-1 with Kadioglu. Still with Trossard. Inside the penalty box. Whips in that cross. Declan Rice. Looking for a volley, but that was not ferocious from Declan. We're blocked by the Brighton player. Once again, that was indeed so pacey from Leandro Trossard. More or less like Usain Bolt. That was a poor volley from Declan. To be a throw into the Arsenal, to be taken by Declan Rice. Cleans the ball with his jersey, drops his shot to Saka. Back to Declan from the right. Whips in that cross. Wow. Just fell awkwardly to Victor Gyökeres. Did not know that ball was going to fall to him. Landed on his lap and of course rolls out of play to be another goal kick too. Brighton and Hove Albion. The Arsenal have been in full control in this encounter. Looking at action in other parts of the world, coming down to Africa. 38 minutes on the clock. Senegal nil, DR Congo nil. It's the 35th edition of the Africa Cup of Nations in the MPFL, right at the Samuel Ogbomudia Stadium in Benin City. The Benin Arsenal, they have gotten their noses in front. The goal was scored by Akpan in the 20th minute. Currently leading the Afonja Warriors, Kwara United. Make that Benin Insurance 1, Kwara United nil. And of course, EPL, other fixtures as well. Brentford 1, Bournemouth nil. 38 minutes across board. Burnley nil, Everton nil. Liverpool nil, Wolves nil. West Ham United nil, Fulham nil. For Brentford, the long goal was definitely scored by Kevin Sherd. The assist was provided by Thiago. Yes, assist provided by Thiago. Kevin Shade getting a long goal for Brentford in the encounter. So yes, only 2 centers have we witnessed goals for the 4 p.m. kickoff in the English Premier League. So come by 6:30, Chelsea versus Aston Villa. In the Italian Serie A, the game has come and gone. Parma beat Fiorentina 1-0. 77 is on the clock. Lecce currently losing to Fabregas's Como 0-3. 77 is on the clock as well. Torino 1, Cagliari 2. Right then, Saudi Arabia, Al Nassr leading Al Akadud 2-0. It's already half time. Right there, Cristiano Ronaldo got the first goal in the 31st minute. Yet to get confirmation, the man who got the second goal. And talking about second goal, Brentford, they have just a double advantage. The Bees, they stink Bournemouth once again. 2-0 right there in London. And of course, right here in North London, still 1-0 in favor of the Arsenal. Right there in Scotland, it's all to play for. Goals are pouring in that game involving Livingston and of course Celtic. Livingston 2, Celtic 4. They've just gotten their 4th goal in that encounter. But what a big time rush. You often say goals are the currency of the game. Yes, goals are pouring in. Cristiano Ronaldo got a brace for Al Nassr halftime versus Al Akadud. A first goal came in the 31st minute. Assist provided by Al Amri. A second goal came in the 45th plus a 3rd minute. Assist by Brozovic. And now the Arsenal. Lewis Kelly inside penalty box. Whips in that cross. Headed by Brighton. And now back to Mikel Merino. Drops it to Martin Odegaard. Not far from the edge of the box. Now they lose ball possession. Now Brighton can definitely counter-attack in the center circle. Brighton still attacking from left-hand side. Yasin Ayari brought down by Declan Rice. Now to Saka. End-to-end stuff. Saka slows down the pace of the game. Mikel Merino Merino, twist and turn, finds Saka, beautiful pass, a beautiful awareness, a beautiful vision. Saka, one-on-one with a dunk. A dunk just moving backwards, still with Saka. And now 1, 2, 3, Seagulls on a gunner. Finds Declan. Declan to Merino. Merino to Skelly. Now Skelly to Trossard in his favorite position. Moves into the half spaces. And now to Hinkampi. Hinkampi to Declan. Number 41 man from West Ham. And now to Martin Odegaard. The goal scorer, Odegaard, drops it to Saliba, the French. Now to the English international, to another English international. Bukayo Saka, star boy, just my 7 man. 2 men. Marking Saka. They know man is so dangerous. Declan whips in a cross, headed by the Brighton player. 41 minutes on the clock. I can now open the phone line for your calls. 0700 2255 1037. 0700 2255 1037. The other line 081 27 82 84 97. 081 27 82 84 97. The WhatsApp line for your calls and texts 07067 28 0732. 070 6728 0732. And now the Arsenal attacking from the right. Bukayo Saka in his favorite position inside the penalty box. What will he do? Looking to just beat the goalkeeper by his near post. Well blocked by Van Herk. It will be a corner to the Arsenal. Right there at Anfield. Liverpool are definitely running riot over Wolverhampton Wanderers. Make that a 2-0. 2 goals in quick succession. The first goal came in the 41st minute. Ryan Gravenberch with a wonderful piece of finishing. He makes a yard for himself after a well-taken pass inside the box and nets into the bottom right corner. And of course, 1 minute later, Florian Richard Wirtz get the second goal for Liverpool. Yes, his first goal in the Premier League. The German sensation. Assist by Hugo Ekitike. Jeremy Frimpong got the assist for the first goal, Ryan Gravenberch. Second corner to the Arsenal, 1 to Brighton. Third overall, Bukayo Saka, an in-swinger. Punched by the goalkeeper. Liverpool 2. Wolves 0 right there at Anfield. 2 quick goals for the Reds. And now Bukayo Saka, wow, skill past his man inside penalty box. Drops a cross. And now to Trossard. Trossard from the left. Step over. 2 men looking to bring him down. Whips in a cross. Bukayo Saka attempting a bicycle kick, but no. Merino. Wow. Oh, what a cheeky back heel by Mika Merino. And of course, Martin Zubimendi inside the penalty box. The Arsenal definitely knocking. Once again, a replay of that one. Bukayo Saka neatly went up past his marker. Inside the penalty box right there. Jorginho Ruta. He fell to Trossard. Trossard from the left. Whipping that cross. Bukayo Saka, that bicycle kick was unable to be met by him. But then Mika Merino shots that one. Tamely though. Fell to number 36 man of the Arsenal. Zubimendi. Zubimendi with a stylish one looking for the bottom right corner. Well parried by the goalkeeper of Verbruggen. Trossard with the last touch. Now ball in the half of Brighton. 44 minutes on the clock. A man drops a pass to the halfway line. Drops it back to his teammate Diego Gomez. Now still with Brighton. To the left hand side, Maxim Dekoipa. Now to Hishenwood, back to Dekoipa. And now to the skipper, Lewis Dunk. Dunk to Yasina Yari. At a working pace in the half of the Arsenal. The Arsenal, they now take shape. They take form. Still with Brighton in the center circle. Van Herk. Van Herk to Diego Gomez. Gomez to Lewis Dunk. The skipper back to Van Herk. Moving forward patiently. Van Herk looking for a through ball to the path of Jack Hinchenwood. But they lose ball possession. Plus 1 minute of additional time. It will be a long go by. Skelly to the path of Trossard. Yes. Verbruggen came out as a super goalkeeper. Brought down Gyökeres. Oh, what will the referee say? Blows his whistle for foul. And of course, gives a yellow card to Bart Verbruggen right there. Verbruggen coming out to do the last job defensively. Man knows that CSF4. Victor Gyökeres was running through on goal. It was a long passer from the back by Skelly to the path of Victor Gyökeres. Gyökeres definitely had beaten the goalkeeper. Our man had no choice than to bring him down. It's lucky. It was only a yellow and of course not a red. Our first yellow card goes to Bart Verbruggen in the 45th minute. He's lucky. So lucky. Speaking to his teammates. They need to be careful and, of course, more aware of their back line. You don't do such against a team like the Arsenal, who are definitely firing from all cylinders. Gyökeres is still down on the top, being attended to by the referee. Doesn't look serious as a first thought. That was indeed a beautiful counter-attack by the Arsenal. Beautiful forward play from Marcel Lewis Kelly. The teenager definitely playing above his age. Verbruggen still speaking. Gyökeres back on his feet. Number 14 man for the Arsenal. Declan Rice is standing over this free kick. Not far from the sidelines, or from the left-hand side. All men will just head towards the goalposts of Brighton and Hove Albion. All men inside the penalty box of Brighton. Declan Rice standing by this one from the left, whipping that cross. That was indeed wasteful and, of course, not really good from Declan Rice. It will be a goal kick. And, of course, with that wayward free kick from Declan Rice, the fat lady sings, John Brooks. Yes, we're talking about the 4 p.m. kickoff right there at North London. The game involving the Arsenal and the Brighton and Hove Albion. A long goal being scored by Martin Odegaard in the 14th minute. And that's how it ends right there at the Emirates Stadium. Half time, the Arsenal 1, Brighton 0. A look at the half-time statistics in the game between the Arsenal and, of course, Brighton. Shot on target 5-0, shots off target 6-0, block shots 4-0, ball possession 59-41, corner kicks 2-1, offside 0-1, fouls 3-9, throw-ins 9-2, yellow cards 0-1, crosses 3-0, goalkeeper saves 0-4, goal kicks 2-7. Most important start after half-time. The Arsenal 1, Brighton 0. In other centers in the English Premier League as well, it's also half-time across board. Brentford 2, AFC Bournemouth 0, Burnley 0, Everton 0, Liverpool 2, Wolves 0, West Ham United 0, Fulham 0. Right there in the Italian Serie A. 7 minutes on the clock, Lecce 0, Como 19-0-7-3. 2-1, Cagliari 2, 88 minutes on the clock right there. And, of course, in Saudi Arabia, still half-time, Al Nassr 2, Al Akdud 0, Ronaldo with a brace. In Belgium, 45 plus 4 minutes, Royal Louvain 0, Old Heavily Louvain 0 as well. And, of course, in the Scottish Premiership, 45 plus 4 minutes, Dundee FC 0, Falkirk 0, half-time, Livingston 2, Celtic 4, Rangers 0, Motherwell 0, St Mirren 0, Kilmarnock 0 as well. All half-time right there. Still your champions are Dal Eagles 7 Sports Radio 103.7 FM. Ultimate football experience. It's half-time. In that game we are covering at the Emirates Stadium, the Arsenal 1, Brighton 0. Now let me get to your half-time thoughts, half-time analysis, and, of course, half-time contributions before we go on that short commercial break. Hello, good evening. Hello, good evening. Hello, good evening.
BGP,
welcome to the broadcast, the first man, Honorable Adam. Happy weekend.
God bless you. Happy weekend to you. Lord is a straight appreciator. God bless you. What good job we are doing. You know, I was trying to call you this puzzle. I was able to collect. did the education. So I'll go to college in time I want. I have a change of education. You are doing a marvelous job. Fantastic land experience and the commentary. God bless you for that. More wisdom, knowledge, understanding. Very much. I believe after I go to the match for the beginning, because they are playing at home. And for me, if you check, Bradley for me, already they are not in good form. So I think that should go over there. I think they're going to go more go and come in the second half. Right, so all the best for us, not the best for us. What the reason I could say that I want to ask you. You say you don't know that. Who are the non-know, who are the tellers? No, I don't get it, man. I told the type banter because I represent the type banter to him. Just the stadium, maybe you go and share the history of that stadium. That stadium belongs to Chelsea, the founder of Chelsea bought that stadium. So you know about the way, should have verified the history. Thank you very much. God bless you for taking your time.
Yeah, thank you very much, the first man. And taking you to Benin City, Edo State. Talking about the Samuel Ogbomudia Stadium. It's a Benin Insurance 2, Kwara United nil. Right there, Morocco halftime. Senegal nil, DR Congo nil. Hello, good evening.
Hello, good evening, Big Ten player.
Welcome to the broadcast, a big sports fan.
There is nowhere to be better than the Eagle radio station. You know, I want to ask a question. In this season, Arsenal and Tottenham Hotspur, which is a big thing in Europe? And I want to know which trophy, European trophy, Arsenal has won in the last 5 years. Even though they win this match, it is not guaranteed they win it. Because I know they will lose the league at the end of the tenure. There will be no light at the end of the tenure in the Emirates Stadium. Thank you and have a nice day.
Yeah, thank you very much, Resident President. Okay, going back to the phone line. Hello, good evening.
Leonardo.
Good evening, sports of fun. Happy weekend.
Baba, great to you. I hope the weekend never start with the week to the end. Though.
Not at all. There's still a big one coming up tonight. Definitely, we are still warming up.
Now so. I mean, resident president, where you go hide yourself, when you say now when outside, you say you can't come outside. Now wow, I greet everybody. Leonardo, well done. I greet you. Well done.
Yeah, thank you very much, Baba D. Yeah, finally for Florian Richard Vert, opens his goal scoring account for the Reds right there at Anfield. What a time to be alive. Hello, good evening.
Hello, good evening, Leonardo.
Welcome to the broadcast. Happy weekend.
Yeah, happy. I wish you the same, my brother. This is Lomo calling from Obada.
Welcome, my brother.
Yeah, I love your commentary.
Thank you very much. Amen.
Welcome. I believe if Arsenal continue to play second half with this tempo, I believe there is victory for them. They should go and relent at all. They should not relent at all. They continue with tempo next season. And I believe Arsenal will shock them. It will shock people. Arsenal will shock them because fighting spirit. So thank you very much.
Absolutely. Thank you very much. Man feels that if the Arsenal continue the second half, just how they left off in the first half, then definitely they should be steamrolling over Brighton and Hove Albion. Let me roll to the phone line. Hello, good evening.
Hello, good evening. This is President calling back.
Yeah, welcome back, Resident President.
Baba D, now Super Eagles make me take a break. They break my heart, break everything that concerning heart. So I try to take a break on football, but I'm back now. Thank God to Eagle Nation. And did you know that Chelsea go to the World Championship as an underdog, the World Club Championship as an underdog, and become the champion? So never write them off in this English Premier League. Anything can happen. Thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you very much, Resident President. And all repentant Chelsea fan right there says in football, never say never until the fat lady sings. Definitely anything can happen. Hello, good evening.
Hello, Donado.
Yeah, good evening. Welcome to the broadcast. Happy weekend.
I will get the best news.
Welcome, Paul, all the way from Papa.
Let Arsenal win this match. Normally, I'm a Chelsea fan, but you don't see much. If you carry this game, the way much it is playing now is too much. The pressure is too much. I think all is good. Thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you very much. Paul, all the way from Papa. A Chelsea fan right there. Supporting his fellow London team or London neighbors or talking about the Arsenal. Says he wants them to get a maximum 3 points in this encounter. Let me point you to the path of the phone line once again. Hello, good evening.
Hello.
Yeah, good evening. Welcome to the broadcast.
Yeah, good evening, Donado.
Welcome.
Yeah, thank you. This is Coach Olutoye calling.
Welcome, Coach. Happy weekend.
Yeah, thank you very much. Happy New Year in advance. Yeah, let me quickly make a comment on what one of the fan, I think he's a fan of Chelsea. That's Babadi. I'm not too sure. But from his comments, I know they don't want me. I'm not a Premiership person. You know, I support Barcelona, but I support Arsenal. If no other team will win it, let it be. If any other team will win it, let it be Arsenal. So I'm 100% in support of Arsenal. And if Arsenal will not win it, let it be Man City. That's my second team for this season. Now, let me quickly talk on the Super Eagles match this evening. It is advisable that some of us take away our heart from the match. And considering what happened at the last match, it is an eye-opener that we don't have a team. And if we put our mind too much on some of these matches coming from the Super Eagles, I think we can be disappointed. So our advice, whatever is the end result, we should just take it. For me, we still don't have a team. Now, when you look at it from the defense, you will see the goal that was scored against us was just a mere goal. I don't expect Nigeria to concede something of such. You are just playing a small team, and you are playing that way. But whatever happens tonight will tell me or will pass message to me if I'm to support or keep watching the. Good afternoon, everybody.
All right, cool. Thank you very much, Coach Olutoye. Indeed, your thoughts were received. Time check right about now, 4:58, December 27, 2025. It's the last weekend in the month of December, and of course, the last weekend for the year as well. Hello, good evening.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening.
This is President.
Yeah, welcome back, President.
You know, I agree with Coach Olutoye, but you know, sometimes they can be like a woman who got pregnant without getting married. That is how Super Eagles is. Sometimes they turn up when you don't expect them to turn up. But this current Super Eagles, I think they have a team. All they need to do is just to calm it down, because the pressure on people in his last game and his aggression is not like a sportsman. And he is the brand ambassador of football, not just only in Nigeria, in the world. So I think he should calm down and concentrate more. And also, he should learn to also respect the other players, because they are all football players and they are all representing the national team. So I think we are facing the strategy tonight. Thank you. Have a nice day.
Yeah, thank you very much, Resident President. Well, go to the WhatsApp portal. This one says, Donaldo Donatius, you are doing fantastic and superb work. The Arsenal is winning by 3-0, while my Chelsea is winning by 2-1, and Nigeria Super Eagles 3. Carthage Eagles of Tunisia 2. Bolaji from Arokoje, right there, Nobantoko. Yeah, thank you very much. Exactly 5 p.m. Let's go pay some bills. And of course, when I come back, it will be full commentary mode for the second 45. Don't even move a muscle.
Fly high with us. Eagle 7 Sports Radio 103.7 FM.
sí gbogbo ẹ̀yin olólùfẹ́ wa níkànnì yìí Eagle 7 Sport Radio 103.7 FM ẹ̀yin ni etí tí ò jẹ́ kí orí dàbí àpólà igi ẹ ṣé o bẹ̀rẹ̀ láti ọ̀dọ̀ gíwá ìkànnì yìí dé orí ẹni tí ó kéré jù la fi pánupọ̀ la fi sọ wípé àṣeyí ṣàmọ́dún ọdún yìí kò ní jẹ́ àṣemọ́ ẹ ṣé fún àdúró tìyín àti àtìlẹ́yìn tí ẹ fi hàn wá ní ìkànnì Eagle 7 Sport Radio 103.7 FM ẹ ṣé o wọn ní wo ẹ̀rọ VAR lórí ọ̀rọ̀ ayé yín o àṣeyí lálákànṣepo àṣeyí làwọn máa ṣe o.
Did you know that advertising on radio can help increase brand awareness and as a result, increase business sales? Advertising on radio is an inexpensive, highly targeted way to advertise that is often overlooked by business owners. A certain businesswoman once told me how a business has been booming without a radio advertisement, and I told her about the larger radio audience that may not know about our product and services because it is not advertised on radio. And she said to me,
"Really? So you're telling me that if I advertise on radio, I will get more customers?"
She asked, and I answered, yes, and more. Now, if you're listening to this and are wondering why you should advertise on radio, take this from me. Radio is influential, it is flexible and immediate. Radio is the pulse of the community. It cuts through and it reaches a large audience. Take the chance today. Advertise with us on Eagle 7 Sports Radio 103.7 FM. For your advert placement, announcement, grassroots sports coverage, jingle production, radio coverage, event anchoring, and so much more. Get in touch right now on 0806 476 4674. Eagle 7 Sports Radio 103.7 FM.
Go. Ẹ kú dédé àsìkò yìí ní ibi gbogbo tí afẹ́fẹ́ ìkànnì yìí bá fẹ́ dé. Àfin tèmi ò nílò ìdánimọ̀ lọ́jà tó bá dọ́jà wọn á mọ̀ pé ó dọ́jà ni. Samuel Owóyẹmí fẹ́lẹ́fẹ́lẹ́ láyé lórúkọ tèmi. Fẹ́lẹ́ ni gbogbo èèyàn mọ̀ sí. Ẹ ní gba pẹ́nátì lọ tróyìn o. Ẹ máa pàdé mi ní gbogbo ọjọ́ àbámẹ́ta.
Saturday láti aago méje alẹ́ 7 p.m.
lórí Pápá Plus ní ìkànnì yìí Eagle 7 Sport Radio 103.7 FM. Wọ́n ní wo ẹ̀rọ VAR lórí ọ̀rọ̀ ayé yín o tí wọ́n bá lọ wò ń kọ́ fún àǹfààní tiyín àti tèmi ló máa jẹ́ o lóní wẹ́rẹ́wẹ́rẹ́ lóní wàrà ṣíṣà ẹ jẹ́ ká pàdé lórí ètò LPP lórí Pápá Plus lọ́sẹ̀ yìí.
This is the Eagle. Fly high with us. Eagle 7 Sports Radio 103.7 FM.
Yeah, welcome back for the second 45 of this pulsating encounter currently ongoing right there at the Emirates Stadium. It's the festive season fixtures. The Arsenal won, Brighton of Albion nil. Right there at the Emirates Stadium. Still your champions are Dal Eagle 7 Sports Radio 103.7 FM. It's the ultimate football experience with yours truly, Donald Senna, aka Donaldo, the big game player. It's about live commentary and of course analysis. For the Arsenal, they have now switched positions, playing from right to left, and for Brighton playing from left to right. Yet to change their jerseys. Brighton, blue and white striped shirts, blue shorts, and blue socks as well. While for the Arsenal, their traditional jerseys, blue shirts, white socks, rather blue shirts, white shorts, and red socks. Well, for Brighton and Albion, the gaffer right there, Fabian Hosel, has made 2 substitutions. Yakuba Minte is in for Gruda, and of course, Maxine De Koyepa out for UEFA. Camera pounds on James Mean, and of course, Danny Welbeck, a familiar foes. Danny Welbeck will be looking at just getting something meaningful against his former side. Once again, the Gladiators are doing battle for the Arsenal and Brighton. For Arsenal, David Raya, Declan Rice, William Saliba, Piero Hickey, Miles Lewis Kelly, Mikel Merino, Martin Zubimendi, Martin Odegaard, Bukayo Saka, Victor Gyökeres, Leandro Trossard. For Brighton, but Verbruggen, who is the only yellow card player in this encounter, Lewis Dunk, Jean-Paul Van Herk, Diego Coppola, Maxim De Koipa out. For Yakuba Minte, Jack Hinshelwood, Yasin Ayari, Fedika Dioglu, Diego Gomez, Jorginho Ruta, and of course Brajan, Gruda out for Mato Wifa. The referee still John Brooks, who has a dish out just one yellow card. So far so good in this encounter to Verbruggen. And for the goalkeeper of the Arsenal, David Raya, what a milestone it is for him right there at the Emirates Stadium. After watching a win over Crystal Palace from the bench, the Arsenal goalkeeper David Raya is making his 150th Premier League appearance, keeping more clean sheets than any other goalkeeper in the competition since his debut with 58. Will he keep a clean sheet in this encounter? Definitely only time will tell. Hoping to beat him is the returning Danny Welbeck, who scored 32 goals in the Arsenal colours and has netted 3 of his first 4 strikes against the Gunners as a visitor to the Emirates. Will we see Danny Welbeck being introduced in this encounter? Definitely only time will tell. And for the goal scorer, Martin Odegaard, Captain Fantastic. Man has definitely been worth more than gold for this the Arsenal side. Among players to play 500 plus minutes in the Premier League this season, only Manchester City duo Jeremy Doku 3.4, and of course Ryan Cherky 3.2 have created more open play chances per 90 minutes than Arsenal's Martin Odegaard 2.5, with the Norwegian creating 4 last time out against Everton, and also he has already rattled the back of the net in this encounter. Martin Odegaard. "49 minutes on the clock. And now, Brighton attacking. Yakuba Minte from the left-hand side. Just my 11 man, one-on-one with his marker. Just a pass. Wow, what a strike. Coming from the player right there. Inside the penalty box. Will not show the goalkeeper. A quick counter-attack by the Arsenal. Bukayo Saka in the center circle. Saka. Skip past his man. He's brought down. A referee blows his whistle for a foul. Definitely will be a yellow card to Lewis Dunk. Just my 5 man for Brighton. That's the skipper of the team. And now 2 players have now been booked. The skipper and the goalkeeper. Yes, Saka skip past Lewis Dunk. Dunk just dumped him right there. In other games right there in the Premier League, 50 minutes across board. Brentford 2, Bournemouth 0, Burnley 0, Everton 0, Liverpool 2, Wolves 0, West Ham United 0, Fulham 0. Attempt 15 to the Arsenal, 1 to Brighton. Shot on target 5 to the Arsenal, 1 to Brighton. It tells you the true picture of this encounter. And now ball in the half of the Arsenal. Good strength from Leandro Trossard. And now to Skelly. Inkampi. David Raya making his 150 appearance. It's all about the festive fixtures in the English Premier League. December 27, 2025. Declan Rice to Saka from the right. Again the sidelines. Wow, just a pass to Martin Odegaard. Odegaard now to Mikel Merino. Again the sidelines. Mikel Merino moves into the half spaces. Rather, Zubimendi now to Merino. Merino to Trossard. Inside penalty box. Trossard. Just a pass to Odegaard. Takes a strike. Well blocked by the players inside the penalty box. They know that Markham is so dangerous from that position. Mikel Merino dropped that pass to Trossard inside the penalty box. Trossard hesitated before dropping the pass. What a strike from Trossard. Or rather, Odegaard. Always going high and wide. It will be the first corner of this second half to the Arsenal, to be taken from the left-hand side. The English international standing by this one in the English Premier League, Declan Rice, will definitely be an in-swinger. You can see the Arsenal players in their traditional fashion. A far end of the post. It's whipped in by Declan. Wow, an own goal. That was an own goal. That was an own goal by Jorginho Ruta. That's a strike of Brighton. Yeah, the corner was whipped in by Declan Rice. And of course, for Jorginho, who was standing at the right-hand side of the goalpost, he just headed that one. Beat his goalkeeper. who went into the left corner. The fans definitely can celebrate. They don't mind. They don't care. The players can also celebrate with Declan Rice. Make that the Arsenal 2, Brighton Hove Albion 0. Once again, a replay of that corner. It was swung in. And of course, for Jorginho Ruta. What was he thinking? He was bouncing inside the 6-yard box. He neatly beat his own goalkeeper. Top left corner. Well, not like that corner was so harmful. Jorginho Ruta. And now it doubles the advantage for the Arsenal. Definitely going from bad to worse. From fry pan to fire for Brighton Hove Albion. And interestingly, all three of the Arsenal's Premier League home wins against Brighton have been by a 2-0 scoreline. That was in October 2017, May 2021, December 2023, failing to win any of their 5 against them at the Emirates, in which they have considered drawing 2, losing 3. It's confirmed Ruta own goal in the 52nd minute. The Arsenal 2, Brighton 0. A game is looking as good as done and dusted. A bright evening so far, so good for the Arsenal. And for the Seagulls, not the kind of game they would have envisaged. Although for the bookmakers, they obviously fancy the Arsenal to pick up maximum 3 points against Fabian Hosela's side. The Arsenal Football Club is a professional football club based in Islington, North London, England. They compete obviously in the Premier League, the top tier of English football. In domestic football, Arsenal have won 13 league titles, including 1 unbeaten title far back in 2004. Last time they lifted the title, a record 14 FA Cups, 2 League Cups, 17 FA Community Shields, and a Football League Centenary Trophy. In European football, they have won 1 European Cup Winners' Cup and 1 Intercities Affairs Cup. In terms of trophy won, it is the 3rd most successful club in English football for the Arsenal. It was the first club from the southern England to join the Football League in 1893, officially joining the First Division in 1904. The Arsenal, they carry the longest active streak continuously in the top division, over 105 years and counting, and completed the 20th century with the highest average league position of any club. The Arsenal, they have won the 2nd most top flight matches in English football history. In the 1930s, the Arsenal won 5 league championships and 2 FA Cups, with another FA Cup and 2 more championships coming after the war. In 1970-71, it won its first league and of course FA Cup double. Right about now, make that the 3rd yellow card of this encounter to a Brighton player. Brought down Leandro Trossard. Coppola goes into the referee's bad books. That was indeed not a neat at all from Coppola. Coppola just cleared Leandro Trossard. Did not go for the ball at all. Went for the legs of Leandro Trossard. Just in front of a banner of Leandro Trossard. 3 yellow cards to Brighton, a 0 to the Arsenal. For the Arsenal, they have been as clean as a whistle, as cool as a cucumber. The Arsenal, founded on the 11th of December 1886, 139 years ago. Their ground is the Emirates Stadium. The co-owner, Kurenke Sports and Entertainment. The co-chairman, Stan Kurenke, Josh Kurenke. The gaffer, Mikel Arteta. Declan Rice, who whips in the cross into the penalty box. Still being challenged by both the teams. And now falls to Skelly. Skelly drops the ball now to Declan Rice. Declan Rice passes to Hikampi. From left-hand side, Hikampi with a header to Merino. Merino now to Trossard. This is penalty box, Trossard. Now at the edge of the box. Man is dispossessed. Referee blows his whistle. Absolutely offside. Now Trossard was indeed offside in that position. Still no goal to report in the FIFA, rather in the CAF Africa Cup of Nations. Senegal 0, DR Congo 0. 58 minutes on the clock right there. And right there at Anfield, Wolverhampton Wanderers, they have half the deficit. Liverpool 2, Wolves 1. A goal being scored by Santiago Bueno. A man had the simplest of tasks to roll the ball into an empty net from close range after a rebound left the keeper stranded. 2-1. Liverpool leading. They concede. Our own Tolu Alashe, Manuel Arokodare, definitely in action. Just my 14-man for Wolverhampton Wanderers has got a player rating of 6.5. So far, so good. Tolu Alashe, Manuel Arokodare did not make the AFCON squad list. Talking about AFCON, Super Eagles of Nigeria will be in action later today against the Carthage Eagles of Tunisia by 9 p.m. Join us for the live coverage from 8:30 p.m. When it comes to sports, so to the blind we are the vision, to the deaf we are the sound, to the hungry we are the chef, and to the thirsty we are the water. We give you a better, a bolder, a bigger, and of course a more brilliant reason to sell your TV and buy a radio. We are the van of sports, other side branches. We write the book of sports, others read from it, we lead, while others are follow. Right here, the Arsenal currently leading, while Brighton are indeed following. Right in the Italian Serie A, all games are done and dusted. Parma beats Fiorentina 1-0. Lecce lost to Como 0-3. Torino, they lost to Cagliari 1-2. For Brighton Hove Albion Football Club, they are commonly referred to as Brighton. They are based right there in Brighton and Hove, East Sussex. The club competes in the Premier League, the top tier of English football. Their home ground has been Falmer Stadium since 2011, having played at the Goldstone Ground for most of the 20th century. They were founded in 1901. Brighton, they played their early professional football in the Southern League. They were later elected to the Football League in 1920. Between 1979 and 1983, they played in the First Division and reached the 1983 FA Cup final, losing to Manchester United after a replay. They were relegated from the First Division in the same season. The owner of the club is Tony Bloom. He's also the chairman, the head coach, Fabian Hosella. And now the Arsenal attacking. From the right, Declan Rice goes all the way back. Odegaard with a pass into the penalty box. Gyökeres is pushed out. Back to Declan Rice. 1-2 with Saka. He's blocked. A play definitely continues. Now Brighton. Yakuba Minte loses the ball to Hinkampi. Hinkampi now to Rolls-Royce defender Saliba. The Arsenal still yet to make a substitution. And now Martin Odegaard. Wow, a beautiful up-through pass. Looking to find Gyökeres. Gyökeres! What a strike! Looking to beat the goalkeeper by his near post. A bottom left corner. We're blocked by Verbruggen. Man just did well by dispossessing his marker, Kadioglu, inside the penalty box. What a stamina from Victor Gyökeres. Blasted that one into the body of Bart Verbruggen. The Arsenal definitely not done yet. Still want to get a third goal. Shots on target in this encounter. 5 to the Arsenal, 1-2 Brighton. Shot off target 6-1. Block shot 5-0. Ball possession 58 to the Arsenal. 42 to Brighton. Corner kicks 3-1. Offside 1-1. Fouls 5-13. Throw-ins 10-4. Yellow cards 0-3. Crosses 3-0. Goalkeeper saves 1-4. Goal kicks 3-7. And our football being played right there at Brighton, rather at the Emirates Stadium. Arsenal 2, Brighton 0. A counter attack by the Arsenal. Bukayo Saka with a wayward ball from the right hand side. Just cutting into the half spaces. Was looking for the top right corner. Always going high and wide from the edge of the box. Seems as if Lewis Dunk actually had a touch to that one. Yes, indeed it to be a corner. The fourth corner of this encounter to the Arsenal for Brighton. Yet to win a corner for themselves. And now Declan Rice will take it once again from the left-hand side. A corner as a fall to the Arsenal. Actually 1 to Brighton. The 5th overall in this encounter. Declan Rice will be an in-swinger. He raises his left hand. Whips in the cross. Punched by Verbruggen. Not totally out of danger. Still with the Arsenal. Rolls out of play. It will be a throw into Brighton. Deep in their own half. Odegaard speaking to the referee, John Brooks. Well, John Brooks has been on top of the matter in this game. So far, so good. Even though he dished out 2 red cards last weekend, still right at North London. Javi Simons, one of the players who was indeed red carded. And of course, Christian Romero for Tottenham Hotspur. But right here, the Arsenal yet to be booked at all. But they have been as clean as a whistle. It's been Brighton packing all of the yellow cards. And for the Arsenal, they have won each of their last 5 Premier League home games. Only once under Mikel Arteta have they had a longer run at the Emirates, winning 10 in a row between April and December 2022. And for the Arsenal, they also sit at the top of the Premier League for Christmas for the 5th time, along with the 2002-03 season, 2007-08 season, 2022-23 season, and the 2023-24 season. They have never won the competition from that position. 2 of those have been under Mikel Arteta. No manager has ever been top at Christmas 3 times and never then won the competition. Wow! Ball strikes the woodwork. Absolutely. Lewis Dunk pulls on back for Brighton Hove Albion. Inside the penalty box. Top left corner. Gomez. Wow. Who writes the script? Brighton pulls one back. It was a crosser from the right-hand side by Yakuba Minte. Not in the neatest of crosses. Then inside the penalty box, a man struck down one. He struck the woodwork, hits the bar. Goalkeeper's best friend. It was Yasin Ayari. Just struck down one. He struck the bar, the red bar, aiming for the bottom red corner. And of course, Diego Gomez pounced on the loose ball. It was a rebound who went into the back of the net. David Raya beaten in his 150th appearance. Diego Gomez definitely pulls one back for Brighton and Hove Albion. Could there be a way back? Mikel Arteta definitely not satisfied. So far, so good. Speaking to his assistant. Still yet to make a substitution. Camera focuses on the goal scorer, Diego Gomez. Fabian Hosella knows that, yes, there can still be a lifeline. There's still a way back in this encounter. It's not over until the fat lady sings. It's all to play for. Diego Gomez from Paraguay, 22 years of age. And now Brighton attacking. What a strike! Wow, blocked. It's still Brighton. Once again blocked by Ayari. And now Brighton, they are coming to the party. Now to Lewis the dunk. The dunk now to Ayari. Ayari in the half of the Arsenal. Lewis the dunk finds Van Herk. Now Van Herk at a walking pace. Drops it to the left-hand side. And now still with the Brighton. Yes. What to man do? Kadioglu looking to beat Declan Rice. Passes the ball. Man whips in across. Headed. Kicked away by the Arsenal player. Back to Van Herk. Camping the Arsenal in their own half. And now with the Kadioglu from the left. Kadioglu whips in across. That was indeed poor. Blocked by Mikel Merino. Back to Brighton. Just close to the halfway line. Lewis the dunk. And now to Van Herk in the center circle. Van Herk at a walking pace. And now to looking to find Yakuba Minte. That was a wrong pass. It will be a throw into the Arsenal. Yes, Gabriel Magalhaes, who will be introduced in this encounter. Man is already ready and of course gearing to go. That obviously will be the first substitution for the Arsenal in this encounter. 67 minutes. Lewis Kelly back to Hickman. Rather, Mikel Merino. But now to Saliba. Saliba finds Saka, who comes deep to collect the ball. Saka, the receiving end, obviously. The ball will roll as a play to be a throw into the Arsenal. Declan Rice taking all of the throw-ins from the right. Throws it to Saliba. Saliba to Hinkanpi. Deep in their own half. Centrally. And now to Skelly. The teenager. Skelly to Trossard. No, he's dispossessed by the man who was brought in, Matt Wifa. Now they lose ball possession cheaply. And now Arsenal can counter-attack. Bukayo Saka from the right. Saka drops it to Odegaard. Odegaard still with the ball. Not far from the halfway line. Still with Odegaard, the captain. Looking to just steady the ship. Drops it to Merino. Merino now back to Odegaard. Odegaard back to Merino. Beautiful 1-2 passes. And now to Declan. Declan goes all the way back to Saliba. Now in London, it's a Brentford 3, Bournemouth 0. Brentford 3, Bournemouth 0. A long pass, looking to find Trossard, but was too long. It will be a throw into Brighton. Taking quickly. The goalkeeper kicks that one out of play to be a throw into the Arsenal from the left. And now, Miles Lewis-Kelly. Yes, you can see Mikel Arteta telling his players, take it easy, take it easy. They come, just gesticulating to them. And finally, Gabriel will be introduced here. A double substitution, 2 Gabriels. Gabriel Magalhaes and of course Gabriel Jesus. Well, the sub will not be made now. The play will still continue. Now throwing to the Arsenal. Lewis Kelly holding the ball. Still waiting for a man that is free to receive it. And finally throws it to Martin Odegaard. Back to Skelly. Skelly now back all the way to Hinkampi. Hinkampi leaves it for the goalkeeper, who has been beaten in his 150th appearance. A long by the goalkeeper, headed back by Yakuba Minte. Headed once again by Hinkampi. And now to Gyökeres. Gyökeres unable to just control that one. What was that from Van Heck? A long ball by the Arsenal player, but too long. Now into the hands of the goalkeeper. Drops it quickly. No time wastages at all. Brighton, they've sensed that they can definitely get something in this game. Finally, an Arsenal player is booked. Miles Lewis-Kelly. I guess for wasting too much time before he took that throw-in. Miles Lewis-Kelly goes into the referee's bad books. Talking about John Brooks. Still with the Brighton in their own half. Van Herk. Van Herk finds a player. Now Brighton can counter-attack. Yes. Still with the Brighton. A man is brought down. Referee says what? Nothing to be thrown into Brighton from the left. Kadioglu throws it quickly. Finally, that substitution will ring in. Yes. Miles Lewis-Kelly, who has just been yellow carded, has seen enough. Man will make way. Miles Lewis-Kelly had a player rating of 6.1. 19 years of age, an English international left back. 36 accurate passes out of 41. That's 88%. Defensive contributions of 3. Makes his way out of 4. Gabriel Magalhaes. And of course, Victorina Gyökeres out of 4. Gabriel Jesus for Gyökeres had a player rating of 6.4. A Swedish international striker, 27 years of age. A total shot of 3. 4 accurate passes out of 7. That's 57%. Defensive contributions of 2. A block shot 1. Touches 23. Touches in opposition box 6. Man was dispossessed 1 time. Shot on target to 2 out of 3. Make that 67%. And of course, Gabriel Jesus has now been introduced. For the Arsenal, proud to this encounter, they have been given the joint fewest yellow cards in the Premier League this season 22. But right about now, make that the 23rd yellow card to be received by the Arsenal. Goes to Miles Lewis-Kelly, who has now been substituted. Right then, Morocco, 35th edition of the Africa Cup of Nations. In Group D, Senegal 1, DR Congo 1, yes. For Senegal, they just got the equalizer. It's all to play for right there. involving the Teranga Lions of Senegal, of course, the Leopards of DR Congo. The first goal came in the 61st minute by Cedric Bakambo. Man had the simplest of tasks to roll the ball into an empty net from close range after a rebound left the goalkeeper stranded. That was the first goal. And for the Teranga Lions of Senegal, the big man himself, Sadio Mane. He picks up the ball from a rebound, and from the edge of the box, he unleashes a shot inside the left post to make that 1-1. Well, it was then checked by VAR, but finally, it will be allowed to stand. Make that Senegal 1, DR Congo 1. Right then Morocco, Group D, Africa Cup of Nations. To come later by 6:30, Uganda vs Tanzania in Group C, and Nigeria vs Tunisia. Still in the Premier League, Arsenal 2, Brighton 1, Brentford 3, Bournemouth 0, Burnley 0, Everton 0, Liverpool 2, Wolves 1, West Ham 0, Fulham 0. By 6:30, Chelsea vs Aston Villa. And now the Arsenal counter-attacking. Martin Odegaard in the center circle, looking to find players. And now drops it to Declan Rice. Declan. Back to Martin Odegaard in his own half, not far from the center circle. Man has definitely been pulling all of the strings in this encounter. Martin Odegaard, no wonder he's a goal scorer. This got a player rating of 8.4, so far so good. The most highly rated player on the turf, Martin Odegaard, 8.4. Closest to him is Bukayo Saka with 8.2. Finally, a familiar foe will come into this encounter. Danny Welbeck. Yes, man has scored 32 goals in national colours. He netted 3 of his 4 strikes against the Gunners as a visitor. Danny Welbeck comes in for Brighton and Hove Albion. A man is also lethal whenever he faces the Arsenal. Jack Hinchenwold is a sacrifice for Danny Welbeck. Will he get a goal against his former side? Wow, what was that coming from the goalkeeper? The defender passed to him. He wanted to pass back to the goalkeeper, and of course, almost just gifting a pass or two. Gabriel Jesus. He was lucky. Jesus was unable to just get that one neatly. Finally, Danny Welbeck. Yes. Rather Yakuba Minte. Wow. 3 Gunners were unable to just bring him down. Finally, they dispossess him. But still with the Brighton. Kadioglu loses the ball to Declan Rice. Still with the Declan Rice. Back to Brighton. Kadioglu. Now to Van Herk. Now Brighton definitely gradually coming to this encounter. Back to Kadioglu. On the left. Kadioglu has definitely switched roles from right to left. Now Van Herk. Definitely overlapping. The central defender. Wow. Loses the ball. It was kicked by Declan Rice. Declan Rice just playing a free role. He's helping defensively and of course attacking wise. Still with the Brighton. Now to the right. Yes, finally man gets a feel of the ball. Danny Welbeck. Now to Yakuba Minte. Yakuba Minte. Man whips in a crossbar, slips. Headed out by Declan Rice. The Arsenal defending resolutely. And now to Lewis Dunk, the skipper, who has been yellow carded. Kadioglu. 1-on-1 with Bukayo Saka. And now to Lewis Dunk, who whips in a cross. Headed by a Brighton player. Finally, the Arsenal have the last touch. Back to Brighton. They've gotten a goal. They feel they can definitely get the second goal. And now to Yakuba Minte. Yakuba Minte from the right. And now finds his teammates in a Wifa. Back to Yakuba Minte! Wow! What a strike by Minte! Finding the top corner right there. Wow! That was a fantastic save by David Raya. Look at that pass from Wifa to a Brighton player who just drops that one neatly to Yakuba Minte. Wow! Looking for the top right corner. That was indeed a fantastic save by David Raya. Should have been the equalizer for Brighton. Well, I just said the substitutions by Hozan. Fabian Hozella has been so spot on, so far so good. Yakuba Minte has added a whole lot of bite to the attack. And now corner from the left. It will be an in-swinger. Yes, a swung in. Wow. Matuifa had the last touch to that one. A man is claiming that should be another corner. Well, it actually had the last touch to it, Matuifa. Seems as if Incanpi had the last touch, yes. Looking at it with the benefit of replay. Uifa still complaining. David Raya down on the turf. That was indeed a fantastic save. Nicolas Jova, the set piece gaffer, dishing out instructions. David Raya down on the turf, sitting once again. A replay of that one. A passer from Matuifa to his teammate, back to Yakuba Minte. That was indeed a coiler, a finesse. Would have been one of the best goals in the Premier League this season. Maybe an early contender of goal of the season. David Raya down on the turf, being attended to by the medics in his 150th appearance for the Arsenal. He's got a player rating of 7.0, so far so good. He's a Spaniard, 30 years of age. He has made 2 saves in this encounter, considered just 1. Accurate passes of 20 out of 30, that's 67%. Accurate long balls of 4 out of 14, that's a meager 29%. He has acted as a sweeper twice in this encounter. A diving save 1, saves inside the box of 2, throws of 3, recoveries of 5. He has had a total of 35 touches. David Raya. Camera pans on the fans right at the Emirates Stadium, known as Arsenal Stadium for UEFA competitions. It is a football stadium in Holloway, London, England. It has been the home stadium of the Arsenal Football Club since its completion in 2006. The Arsenal women's team, they made the stadium their home in 2024. It has a current seated capacity of 60,704, making it one of the largest football stadiums in England by capacity. Finally, play resumes. Raya back on his feet. Attempt to start. First half 15 to the Arsenal, 0 to Brighton. Second half 3 to the Arsenal, 8 to Brighton. Tells you that there's been a different kettle of fish entirely. First half and of course second half. Yes, once again, Mikel Arteta will be looking at making another substitution. Yes, Gabriel Martinelli. It will be 3 Gabriels on the field of play. Magalhaes, Jesus, and now Martinelli. Angel Gabriel. A throw-in taken by Declan Rice. Deep in the half of Brighton. Still with the Brighton. Man kicks that one away. Safety first. Raya comes out as a super goalkeeper. Clears his line, but not as much as we would have wanted. Ball in the air, contested for by 2 players. Brighton and the Arsenal, obviously. Falls to Merino. Merino with a long one. Back to the half of Brighton. Being chased down by Gabriel Jesus. Finally, a man passes the ball to his goalkeeper. Number 42 man for Brighton. Diego Coppola, who has been yellow carded from the right. Coppola now finds Van Herk. Van Herk bumping forward. Man is always quick to overlap. Back to Matuifa. Uifa goes all the way back to the goalkeeper, who is out of his line. Verbruggen, who has been yellow carded and of course beaten this encounter. It's a long one by Verbruggen. Headed back by Saliba. Van Herk now to the Arsenal. Hinkampi goes all the way back to Gabriel to Raya with a long one. 8 minutes on the clock. 10 minutes off. Regulation time to go. Pending extra in this encounter. Still no goals to report from other center in the EPL. And of course in the AFCON, it's 1 minute right there. Senegal 1, DR Congo 1. Cedric Bakambu and Sadio Mane getting on the score sheet respectively for their nations. Brighton have been so bright in this second encounter, in this second 45. I dare say that. Now still with the Brighton. They are passing the ball confidently, stroking it from one man to another. They feel definitely they can still hurt the Arsenal in this encounter. Van Herk back to Lewis Dunk, not far from the center circle. A long diagonal pass by Lewis Dunk. A drop down by Yakuba Minte, looking to find Matuifa, and now they lose ball possession. Rolls out of play to be a throw-in, taken quickly by Matuifa. Finally, referee says no. You will retake that throw-in. Substitution we made. Yes, finally, Leandro Trossard has seen enough. Gabriel Martinelli will be introduced. Yes, for Trossard. Had a player rating of 7.6. Just about 19 man for the Arsenal. A left winger, 31 years of age. Indeed a Belgian. In his stead comes in Gabriel Martinelli, Gabriel Jesus, Gabriel Magalhaes for the Arsenal. They have all been brought in. 3 Gabriels comes in the second 45. With these Angels have saved the Arsenal. Now ball in the half of the Arsenal. Magalhaes to the goalkeeper. A goalkeeper drops a short pass to Saliba. Saliba now to Mikel Merino. Merino making a forward movement. Finds Martinelli. Yes, his first action in this encounter. Martinelli looking to weak pass. Wifa drops in a cut in. Wow. Well cut by the Brighton player. That was indeed a fine run by Gabriel Martinelli. Indeed, why he was brought in. Now to Mikel Merino from the left. Merino. Still with Merino. Whips in that cross. Jesus! A block by Van Heck. Finally caught by Verbruggen. Gabriel Jesus. At the right place at the right time. And for Van Heck. Also at the right place at the right time. And now for Brighton looking to beat attack from the back. But that was indeed dangerous. Now they lose ball possession to Declan Rice. In the penalty box, Declan. Declan with a strike. A block once again by Van Heck. What the heck? By Van Heck. Brighton need to be so careful when they look at a building from the back or just making their way from the back. That was how they considered the first goal, whereby they were dispossessed. Yet another corner to the Arsenal from the right to be taken by the left footer, Bukayo Saka. Will it be longer shots? All men inside the penalty box. Recall the second goal came via the corner, albeit an own goal by Jorginho Ruta. Bukayo Saka makes that run, whips in that cross. A loose on the players now to Gabriel Jesus. Drops in the cross once again. Declan finally drops to the goalkeeper, Verbruggen. For Brighton, they are winless in their last 4 Premier League games against the Arsenal. Drawing 2 and of course losing 2. Though they did come from behind to draw 1-1 in both the meetings. That was the last season. Can they get a draw in this encounter? The Arsenal failed to beat them last season, playing at a 2-2 draw and of course a 1-1 draw. And for Brighton, they failed to score in their last 2 Premier League matches. But in this encounter, they have rattled to the back of the net. Once again, they lose ball possession to the Arsenal. Bukayo Saka from the right. 1-on-1 with the captain. Just in the cross, absolutely! Gabriel Martinelli. Wow! Just close to the 6-yard box. A big miss by Gabriel Martinelli. The fans at the stadium know that, yes, should have been the 3rd goal, of course. Assurance goal. Once again, Bukayo Saka went past his man, the skipper of the team, Lewis Dunk. It was a cut in. An easy tap in by Gabriel Martinelli would have resulted into a 3rd goal. Always going high and beyond. For Brighton, they have never won a Premier League match in December under manager Fabian Hosella in 10 attempts, drawing 6, losing 4. It is the most games ever managed by a manager in December without winning. In their last game, a goalless draw with Sunderland, Brighton named the youngest starting 11 in the Premier League match this season. 23 years, 240 days under the youngest manager in the competition. 32 years, 297 days on the 20th of December, while also fielding the oldest player to appear in the competition in 2025-26 season. Substitute James Milner, aged 39 years and 350 days. James Milner is definitely older than his manager. Now the Arsenal attacking. Martinelli. Martinelli draws a stylish pass to Hincapie. Hincapie whips in the cross. Gabriel Jesus! Well blocked once again by Van Heck. Van Heck doing the last job. Now to Gabriel Martinelli. Edge of the box. Drops it to Hincapie. Hincapie now overlapping from the left. And now find Gabriel Jesus. Gabriel, the Brazilian. What will he do? Finding another Gabriel now to Hincapie. Finally, a Brighton player had the last touch. It will be a throw into the Arsenal from the left-hand side. Well, 4 of Brighton's last 5 matches saw less than 2.5 goals. Finally, another substitution by Brighton. It will be a double substitution. Yes. The man who pulled one back for them, Diego Gomez, has seen enough. And of course, Coppola will also be taken out. Yet, yes, both the Diegos are out. Diego Gomez, Diego Coppola, and of course, Kostulas and Watson have not been introduced for Brighton. Just as Mikel Arteta brought in 3 Gabriels in the second half, so did Fabian Hosella take out 2 Diegos in the second half. Throwing taken quickly. 86 minutes on the clock. I cannot pick your calls. 0700 2255 1037. 0700 2255 1037. The other line 081 2782 8497 081 2782 8497. WhatsApp portal 0706728 0732. Right there in that London derby. West Ham nil, Fulham 1. Yes, finally Fulham right to the back of the net. And for Bournemouth, they've also gotten one back against Brentford. Make that Brentford 3, Bournemouth 1. The only center yet to witness a goal. Burnley Everton still goalless. 8 minutes on the clock right there. Yes, you can now drop your thoughts of this game. So far, so good. Do you see the Arsenal picking up our maximum 3 points? Or you feel maybe Brighton will still salvage something out of this encounter? Well, for the Arsenal, definitely delay tactics. Just at the corner flag. 1, 2, 3, 4 players are fighting over this one. 2 Brighton players and, of course, 2 the Arsenal players. Welbeck and, of course, Yakuba Minte. And indeed, Gabriel Jesus. And Gabriel Martinelli. Finally, throwing taken quickly. The referee will order that one to be retaken. John Brooks speaking to Minte. And, of course, Hinkan P. A football one game without violence. Brighton definitely not giving up just yet. 88 minutes on the clock. It will be a throw to Brighton. Deep in their own half. Not far from the corner flag. From the right-hand side by Matuifa. Just Matuifa throws it so far. Headed back by Mikel Merino. But that was indeed a poor clearance by Matuifa. It will be a throw into the Arsenal. Deep in the half of Brighton. I'm sure Brighton don't like where the ball is being played currently. The rudder is being played in the half of the Arsenal. Close to the goalkeeper, David Raya. Hinkampi will be taking this throw in. And finally he does. Finds Gabriel. The referee gives me a yellow card for time wasting. And now the 2 yellow cards to the Arsenal players receive this encounter. We are for time wastages during throw-ins. Recall Miles Lewis Kelly, who has been taken out for Gabriel. And of course now Piero Hinkampi, the Colombian international, 6 yellow for wasting time before he took that throw-in. Declan Rice whips in a long one from his own half, looking to find Bukayo Saka. Saka, move past Kadioglu, Saka. Finally, Van Herk clears that one. Oh, what a job Van Herk has done in this encounter. So far, so good. He's been one of the most lively players for Brighton, of course, overall. Van Herk. The Arsenal. Merino now to Martin Odegaard. And now to Declan. Declan back to Mikel Merino from the right. Merino skip past his man. Merino now to Gabriel Jesus. 1-on-1 with Van Herk. Jesus with a trivial pass to another Gabriel Martinelli. Yes, another trivial pass by Gabriel Martinelli. Oh, wow. Kadioglu with the lost job defensively. That was indeed a fine trivial from one Gabriel looking to find another Gabriel. Yes, Martinelli to Jesus. But it was just a slight touch by Kadioglu and Gabriel Jesus. It will be a corner. A fantastic trivial from one Gabriel to another Gabriel. Headed by Kadioglu. The man actually pushed Gabriel Jesus in the penalty box. It's lucky. Plus of 5 minutes of added time. 90 plus of 5. John Brooks. A blows for a corner to be taken from right hand side. Bukayo Saka standing over this one. The Arsenal definitely always licking their lips whenever they've got a corner whipped in by Saka. Straight into the hands of the goalkeeper, Verbruggen. Urging his players to just move forward, attack. Drops it shortly to Van Herk. Now to Lewis Dunk, number 6, number 5. They are still alive. Brighton. They feel they can still do a brighter thing. And now to Matuifa. Back to Lewis Dunk. Lewis Dunk with a long one. Headed back by Declan Rice. Declan Rice now to Bukayo Saka. 1-on-1 with Kadioglu. He loses the ball now to Welbeck. Welbeck now to another player, Kadioglu. Kadioglu in the center circle. And now to just my 10 man. Man is definitely dispossessed by the player of the Arsenal. Back to Arsenal, Mikel Merino. All the way back to Gabriel. Gabriel whips that one out of play. Still with the Arsenal. Jesus is brought down. Referee says nothing. Now play on Van Herk. Van Herk looking to find Kadioglu. Wow, blocked by Hinkampi. And now back to Arsenal, Martin Odegaard. End-to-end stuff. Odegaard now to Declan Rice from the right. Declan Rice popping forward, yes. Still Declan Rice running. Still Declan Rice, penalty box. Declan Rice wanted to drop that one. Kadioglu at the last touch. Wow, what a job by Kadioglu. Now to Martin Odegaard. Odegaard to Merino. And now to Gabriel Jesus. Inside penalty box. Jesus got his man. Yakuba Minte. Now to Hinkanpi from the left. Back to Jesus. Jesus slows down the ball. You can tell the Arsenal seems as if they are contented with this 2-1 lead. So far, so good. No more urgency from Jesus. Gabriel. Now to Martin Odegaard. Odegaard. To Declan from the right. Declan goes all the way back to Saliba. Saliba back to Declan. And now with the Declan, not far from the halfway line, goes all the way back to Saliba. Saliba now to the goalkeeper, David Raya. A long one by Raya. Looking to find Martinelli. Martin Odegaard knows that was indeed a wrong touch. 92 minutes. Make that 93 already. A long one by Matt Verbruggen, or rather, Bart Verbruggen. Bukayo Saka running through on goal. Bukayo Saka is a penalty box. Wow! What was that from Saka? That was a big chance gone begging. At first, I thought the man was indeed offside. Lewis dunk with the lost doing. Well, it was Gabriel who headed that ball back. And then Martinelli had the last touch. It was Jesus who was offside. Then he went out of offside. Fell kindly to Bukayo Saka. Saka losing that heavily chance. Lewis dunk with a fantastic defensive duty. It will be a corner to the Arsenal. From the left-hand side. A corner will be taken shortly. You can tell the Arsenal definitely are now imploring delay tactics. The corner was taken shortly by Gabriel Jesus to Gabriel Martinelli. It will be a throw into the Arsenal. Still with the Arsenal. Ball rolls out of play. Finally, Brighton can just get to attack finally for the few minutes remaining in this encounter, or even few seconds. 94 plus minutes already. Throw-in taken. Finally, a foul on the Brighton player, Van Herk. Yes, I guess this will be the last kick of the dying horse. It will be a free kick to Brighton. All men now deep in the half of the Arsenal. The goalkeeper will take this one. A long one by Verbruggen. Deep into the half of the Arsenal. Gabriel puts that one away and of course celebrates as if he just got a goal. And now, still with the Brighton. Then now they change it to the right. Yakuba Minte at the edge of the box, whips in a cross, headed back. Kadioglu drops it to for Ruta, but no, did not meet him. We are blocked by the Arsenal player. Goes out of play to be a throw into Brighton. The Arsenal cannot understand why this game is still on. 95 plus minutes. Finally goes into the hands of the goalkeeper, David Raya. Raya also kicks that one quickly. Finally, the fat lady sinks right there. The fat lady sinks right there at the Emirates Stadium. A crunchy game, most definitely. The Arsenal got their noses in front, costing Martin Odegaard in the 14th minute. Assist provided by Bukayo Saka. The second goal was an own goal by Jorginho Ruta via a corner by Declan Rice. And for Diego Gomez, he put one back in the 64th minute. And that was how it ended right there at the Emirates Stadium. John Brooks blows his final whistle. The Arsenal, they go back to top of the table with 42 points, where Man City are second with 40 points after both teams have played 18 matches respectively. It's a full time right there at the Emirates Stadium. The Arsenal 2, Brighton 1. Yeah, most definitely the Arsenal cannot be stopped. A full time right there in England. Statistics right here. Shot on target 6 to the Arsenal, 3 to Brighton. Shot off target 8 to the Arsenal, 3 to Brighton. 10 to. Out 2-3. Cross